guys, welcome back to D-Tech. Today's video, I am actually going to give you my thoughts on a tool that I have been using here lately, which you might have seen in some of my videos up to this point. It hasn't been my regular scan tool, but it's been this new one that I've been basically test driving daily, and it is from launch, and it's the X431 Pro TT. And so far, like I said, I've been purposely using it daily as if this was my only tool, because I want to put it through its paces and see what it can handle on a day-to-day on a shop environment like what I have here, where I deal with not so much everyday basic, let's call it easy to access vehicles, but sometimes a little bit of your higher end and newer stuff on the European side. But I have been messing it with Asian, domestic, and European. And so far, it has not disappointed, as it has let me complete all the jobs and then some that I asked for it to do, and has not left me hanging to where I needed to go back to my old tool. Now, one thing that I made sure to do is basically, as I explained, use the tool before I decided to give you guys my thoughts and what the tool has been able to do or not do. And so basically what I'm getting at is, I'm not going to go ahead and make a review after right away opening the box and knowing nothing about the tool, not know what its capabilities are, not know how far I can push it, what it can do, can't do, so on and so forth. And so for that reason, I'll be able to give you a true sense of my overall thoughts and experience with this tool. We'll start with talking about the VCI. Number one, it's a Bluetooth version, which some of the other ones, I think in this price point or just below it, are not Bluetooth. So that's the first thing. And yes, I know most tools nowadays, just like what I was explaining before, you almost come to expect a Bluetooth, but you'd be surprised that, again, depending on price point, whatnot, some are not, or even some of the, and I'll say Snap-on that are way more expensive are still not Bluetooth. And then, so second, one particular thing that they did with this Pro TT version is give it this particular VCI. Now it's referred to, and I believe it's on here, so it's the DBS Car 7. That is there, right there, the DBS Car 7. And what this is, and this is different than the other ones in their lineup. This, I believe, comes with their higher end tooling for obviously a higher price, but they combined this, their good VCI, with this tablet. And part of what makes this, let's call it special or different or beneficial, is that it is compared to the other version. I think it's probably version 5 or 6, that this one can do CAN FD and DOIP protocol communication for scanning on vehicles. Now what that means is those two, the CAN FD and DOIP, those are communication methods within the OBD connector within the car, and the way the car communicates with a scanner. It's basically different type of bus that communicate at a faster rate, just more data transferred within the same amount of time, and you need something that can handle that. And that's what this particular VCI, their new, better, more advanced VCI, lets you do. So and I'm not even sure if my other tool is capable of that. I'd have to check, but I don't think that it is. And because of it being the higher, more advanced VCI, it gives you basically, it's more stable, so it's not going to drop out. It's a faster rate, as I said before, better security, or more secure type of connection and transfer, and what they, I guess, would refer to as more intelligence with it. And so what I believe with that is it can give you capabilities of performing actions within the vehicle because it can communicate faster on those different protocols and can perform actions with the tooling that you, let's say, might have needed a J-box or some type of more advanced interface beforehand. So that's what they're referred to as far as more of an intelligence type of deal. Now, again, this is compared to within the launch line and possibly other tooling, but that's what this VCI can do. And when you compare it with the other launch ones, probably comparable as far as, you know, equivalency level or whatnot as far as the system. The other ones that don't have this, you'd have to purchase a separate kind of adapter interface to perform those communications with like a CAN FD, or else you'd have trouble talking to the car, or maybe even not able to talk to the car. So with that, it saves you from buying an adapter to communicate, and it keeps you from having to get a full-blown out advanced interface like a J-box type of deal. Now, speaking about communication and access and talking the car, this tooling setup, this does have the ability to offer the auto authorization, which is their once you have that set up and you individually set that up, you'll have ability and access to scan the type Chrysler type of Ram, all those products that kind of, let's call it, block you from accessing stuff on the vehicle. This tool will let you, with that auto authorization, that it's a system setup out there that you just register, set up, you pay a fee, and then you tie that in with your tooling, and you can scan those vehicles that you normally would not have access to. And so I'll just give you a quick walkthrough here on the tool, on the actual physical tool, and maybe just give you some detail. I know that there's probably, hundreds of videos on plenty of launch tools, and a lot might look similar to this, and they probably are. You can't blame them. It's their operating system. This is how they are set up, and this is the capabilities and abilities that they give you. So I'm just going to give you a quick run through as to what I found within the tool and so on and so forth. As far as scanning, when I first got the tool, I was doing this local diagnosis tab, which is just like any other tool. You pick your country of origin, and then you go through picking your make and model, so on and so forth. So you kind of build the car that way and then have it read the VIN. It's got a search option, which you come to expect with everyone. And then later, once I decided to explore a little bit more, I started doing this intelligent diagnosis. And we're not connected right now, but it'll do kind of like an automatic identification on the vehicle all through that one button. And so I just started continuing using that option to get into a vehicle to scan it. And then obviously, as we can see, we've got a bunch of other tabs here that we can explore, and that's some of the things that I wanted to show you guys. Another one that it was a main tab, or is a main tab for my daily use, is this diagnosis history. And this stores all your scans that you've done. So if you need to get back to doing the car, and look, I mean, it's let me do pretty, this was a 17 Volvo. It let me do a lot of things on that. I actually have a video on that one coming out. That was pretty funky with the engine situation. Land Rover, like I said, Honda, so on and so forth. Ford, Chrysler, BMWs, Hondas again, Chrysler, Rovers, Audis, and so on and so forth. So I have been putting it through its paces. There's Cadillac, Hyundai, and so on and so forth. So it'll keep your history of your scans, and if you want to gain access to a report, because anytime you get in there and you do a health test, it'll generate a report. So you just tap on that, and this is the report. You know, you've got your information, your trouble codes, so on and so forth. And then it's very easy if you want to print or if you want to share, which you have to set up an email and stuff, just like the other tooling. But it's very easy to, from here, just to share it or print it and so on and so forth. But it saves it in this report manner. And so those are just, little things I wanted to show. But again, it's things that we should come to expect. So it's nothing too crazy. It's just a little bit on the convenient side. If you want to get into the vehicle quick without basically building the car again or identifying the car, all you do from here is hit quick access, and then it lets you get into the vehicle when you're connected a faster way. And of course, as we see, we've got TPMS here, we've got ADAS here, we've got the mall. This is where you go into either re-up your subscription or purchase other things. Let's see, I think if you want to get other makes and models that you don't have, this is where you would go. If you want to do, let's say, EV, this is where you go for what they offer. Emo, if you want to get into the emo stuff, this is again where you would be able to do that, and it's telling us that you need that X431 3. Now that is the programmer that I was talking about, that if you simply just get that, you now then have access through this tool, which is a fraction of the cost of my bigger tool that basically lets me do the same thing, and then you are now able to do some emo work, EEPROM work, MCU work, cloning work, read ISNs, transmission cloning, so on and so forth. It's just crazy. So this is where you would go for that. So that's what's in that mall. Some people question what that is. Obviously, naturally, if there's any updates, it'll pop up there in the message portion of that tab, and then you just simply go into that and update whatever needs an update if you want to update it. This remote diagnosis, I'll be honest with you, I haven't played with it. I'm assuming it's to tie into either someone else's tool or someone tying into yours. Obviously, haven't messed with it. One thing I wanted to show, this obviously user info to where you set up information about your shop or you, whatever, with the tool. If we go into Info Center, just some information that's packed within this tool, what they call Technology Handbook. Let's go ahead and pick, let's say, GM. Let's see what this is. And so this brings up just I'm not gonna call it weird information, but information that you didn't know that you could possibly look for or have access to, kind of factory type information. That's what I've noticed digging around through that tech info application portion. And so this is, I don't even know what I picked and whatnot, but you can find some info there. Let's go to, let's see, I think there was one here in the BMW. And let's see if we check this component or control unit location. I thought this was pretty cool. So it will show you pictures and location and description of some of the modules. And look at that, all throughout the car and with its acronyms and locations. And if you don't know what the acronym is, they'll explain to you here what that is, what they are. And again, more detailed locations. Let's see now, even back here in the trunk, it points out. So it's giving you, if you have no idea where a certain module is, you could, if it's within the tool, your vehicle, whatever you're working on, you can try to see if you have access to that info. So again, look, it's all pretty cool info that is not in any other tooling that I've dealt with yet. So that's that, and you can go through all these make models and see what kind of info they have in this tech handbook section. Let's see if we back at it here. We've got DTC help, and I don't know, I haven't looked too much in this portion. Let's just pick Chrysler and see what this can give us. We'll just pick the first thing. All right, so if you were to have that trouble code, you can look it up, and look at this. It's giving us information regarding that trouble code, and that is pretty handy and useful if you're one that is not somewhere near service information, or are someone that's more of a advanced DIY that doesn't have service information on maybe all vehicles or whatnot. This can give you some sort of an advanced type of option to do some research or information, all right within the tool. If we back out, let's just pick some other random, let's go with Hyundai. Okay, and say let's pick this one here. And there we go. So it's giving us a component location for the sensor. Look at that, general description, DTC description, conditions, so on and so forth. Look at that. This is all like factory service diagnostic troubleshooting that they're giving you. I've seen this in my service information provider. This very same thing. Now you have this here within the tool. Again, no need to walk away, go to your computer, look up stuff. If it's right here within the tool, and not even like an extra paid thing that you have to pay for to get. No, it's all right here. That's crazy. How much is available with this tool? Again, I'm not here to show you, oh, look at, I'm scanning, I'm watching misfires. No, I expect every tool to be able to do that. Again, if it doesn't, then there's some improvements that need to be made. Let's go here to operation tips. all of this, it's information within the tool. It's all to help you be better tech, to make better calls, to have more access to everything. As much access to everything that you can in order to get yourself through a situation. So let's see. So we're in operation tips. Let's see what this is all about. Let's see. Let's pick something here. So from what I believe, this is stuff, procedures and steps of getting this, whatever job you pick, how to get it done. With the tooling. So this is, if you need help or guidance on how to perform a certain job, you come in here within the tool and follow its steps, and it'll kind of guide you through it. That's what I've come to basically learn as to what this operations tips section is. And look at this here. This is how I started finding out that this tool has the ability, once you get the programmer and stuff, to be able to do some ECU cloning type of work. So here we go. We've got an MSV90 on the BMW side for ECU replacement cloning. This is telling you, and I just did one of these, the MSD 8081, with a whole separate tool that I had to buy, but with this this launch X431 Pro TT, with simply getting a programmer, is going to give me the ability to do the same as them other tools, and it's all within this tool. That's crazy. Like I said, I keep getting blown away about how much capability this tool has, and again, the fact that it's giving you guidance tips, walking you through it, connections, setups, so on and so forth, the steps. You won't find that. Look at that connection diagram. You would not expect that from this relatively low-priced tool compared to the higher tools that can do this. And if you think about it, if this gives us the options to do cloning and EEPROMing and all that, but then gives us options to do coding and activation and resets and scanning and so on and so forth, and then scope and meter and simulator and all that, this is probably one of the most powerful tools that I have been able to check out and see what it can do. So that's that section. So it's the subsections are these three, all within the info center. And then if we back out, let's this is the other one that I wanted to show you guys. So if you go to vehicle coverage, if you ever have any questions, people are always saying, "Oh, can this tool do this? Can this tool do that?" Now let's just pick BMW because I'll be able to know a little bit better in detail with this. So again, if you've got some questions on whether abilities or capabilities, you can come in here. Let's pick BMW. Let's pick a model. Let's see. Pick F30. Let's pick a year. Let's say 15. See a system. So let's see what we can do with the CAS. And so with the CAS, we can, if you look here in the function, we can do active test, live data, module info, and sometimes there's sub-functions, so it'll give us ability to have special functions and then adjust the whatever, non-dazzle, high beam, let's see, BDC activation, battery charging, CAS activation, engine start. So all these in special functions, initialization, power window, power down command for like sleep mode, I believe, unlocking. So yeah, if you've got questions about whether the tool can do it, you go in there in your function deal and pick your year, make, model, so on and so forth, and you'll be able to see if you have access to do something. And I won't spend too much time. Hopefully you're starting to get the idea. You just, again, pick your make and check out, see what you can do. What I wanted to start getting towards is this tab icon here. If we go to other modules, this is where some of those special goodies are that I want to start messing around with here soon, hopefully at some point. First thing that I noticed is this screen recorder. I now will be able to have the ability to do screen recording when doing videos. My other tools do not have this option. Don't let me do it. So if I'm gonna go ahead and scan or show you guys some data, or live stream, not live stream, data stream, so on and so forth, I could use the tool and present that in the video so you can clearly see everything on the screen from the tool. So that's one very cool thing, and it expands my ability. This whole little tool here, this Pro TT X431 launch tool, small little sub $1,000 tablet, it is expanding my abilities, and that is what I'm trying to explain. You can spend a little bit of money and all the capabilities that this thing will give you to further your career, or again, give your shop more ability to say yes to performing some jobs. Let's go to, well, these, pretty self-explanatory. I think in this file section is where you go if you want to move your files, which I'll make a side note. Some of them other tooling, it's very difficult to get things moved from the tooling, and this one, it's fairly easy. So let's go here. This is where I found all these goodies and what I am excited about. Naturally, let's go ahead, take a look at the scope. So there's two versions of that scope that can be used here, and let's just look at this, and let's go into demo, and here we go. We now have a 4-channel scope that we can use all within this tablet, and we'll be able to if doing mobile or don't want to carry a laptop out somewhere, whatnot, we can get that scope in this tablet and go out to the parking lot and make our measurements without having big cumbersome scope cart, or set up a laptop with the Pico and the long USB and so on and so forth. This reminds me of basically kind of like my Vantage Pro, where it's able to be used in a smaller confined unit. Yes, the scope box is separate, but it's not that crazy and cumbersome with these two pieces. And we'll be able to do scoping with this tool now once explore the options of getting the scope box. So I wanted to show that, and let's see the other cool stuff. This one I'm actually really excited about. I'm going to try to obtain this so that we can mess around with it. Here on the left, it's got DC, AC, frequency. So let's go here to DC. Okay, so we're in DC already. So let's take a look at this. So this is, again, part of the sensor simulator, and sorry about the glare, but so you would be able to change an output of a sensor, basically simulation, if you wanted to feed it into the computer. Let's see, accelerator pedal, there's that. Again, pretty amazing. This is something I've not seen any other tool give you the option to do. Here's O2 sensor, and then there's adjustments there. Obviously, you can make adjustments as you go. Let's see, airflow sensor. There's that. This is in DC mode. Let's see, another O2 sensor. There you go. And let's see what's under AC. So crankshaft sensor. Look at that. And you can again change your settings there. Let's just camshaft sensor. ability to adjust. Let's see, wheel speed. Again, another wheel speed. And let's see, look at this, knock sensor. We're even able to simulate and produce knock sensor signals. And we go to frequency, modulation, digital mass airflow, reluctance, type of ABS, Hall speed sensor, crankshaft. So those are would be similar. And here's another one for a camshaft where you can adjust. So I'm really excited about messing around with this sensor simulator deal. Again, it's amazing, and no other tool has that, or that I've seen. So that was the sensor portion. Let's see here, actuator. So you'd be able to actuate these, let's say, components with what it can provide. So this seems to be like a pulse width deal, VVT, solenoid, and you can change your, your duty or frequency. So, okay, so that's under actuators. These are cool. So look at this, timing waveform. So we've got different points here, looks like 3, and then you can adjust them and kind of make your own count or timing deal. Obviously, I don't have the ability to mess around, play with it, but that's what it looks like. You have adjustment abilities for your channels, let's call it, the channel 1, channel 2, and create maybe a timing waveform. This is, like I said, this is crazy and it's very interesting to me. It makes me want to try to mess around with this soon. This one, I believe it's one where you can create your type of waveform. Again, it's something we'd have to explore. Let's see what's on there drawn. So, I mean, look, it's endless what you can do. It's crazy. And this was another cool thing. You can have a multimeter set up with this, and here's all your other stuff down here. So AC, obviously DC. Let's see, looks like a beeper thing, speaker or something, and then your other stuff, obviously ohms and diodes and all of that. So run, stop. Obviously I'm not connected, but you have a meter right there, and you a nice big screen. There, nothing there. I showed you all of those, and look, here's the battery tester, and I don't know if it lets me go into these without having, yeah, no, I'd have to get the unit, but again, it's this whole nice presentation type of application that it gives you and lets you do, just to make you come off more professional. Okay, let's not retry, and we'll back out of that. This is that portion of the programmer. And so if we go, let's go vehicle coverage, just to get an idea, an example of what capabilities you can have. Let's see, let's go Volkswagen. And so now you're able to see what you can do as far as abilities with the programmer. BMW, let's check 3 Series. Let's try, let's see, 12. This is telling us that we can do basically EEPROM and flash from the ECU module, and so on and so forth. So it's a little bit hard to see fully all without being connected to the programmer, but yeah, it lets us do a lot of things, and some of those are described there for what abilities it can do. I see FEM BDC, those are not the easiest systems to mess with, and it's giving you options and abilities there, describing it. So that's that portion. Okay, video scope. Now, if you look at this, again, this is options that I'd like to explore. You've got your volts and your amps and your max, min, your peak to peak actually, and it'll display it there, and looks like it'll graph it all out. So and you've got your settings up here. So that's another cool thing to be able to have here on the tool. And so you're getting, like a lot of capabilities, measuring capabilities with this tool. So scope again, not sure exactly the difference between those two tabs, we'll call it. So, and then we'll go here. Looks like this is related to possibly EV stuff. I'd have to double check, but again, another application for another measurement application module that they're offering or have. So this tool here can give you a lot of capabilities. I know I keep saying it, but look at this. This is this I know for sure is going to be for EV stuff here. So a lot jam-packed in here. If you look at the key programmer. So this here, we can see different tabs that'll give us options to do different tests and operations. So obviously I'm not connected to the programmer component, so it's not really going to let me do any of it. But yeah, see, but look, that's definitely pretty cool. And it shows you connection, what to do, and it's graphed out. It's definitely not like my other tool for sure. Let's see what this one is. Okay. So I'm definitely going to look into exploring for all of these additional type of testing that most people won't even think about that you'd have access to, again, in this small little friendly priced tablet here, the launch tool. All right, so again, that was the let's call it the secret bonus tab. That's the Toolbox deal that's within this other modules portion that probably many people don't even know they have access to. So with that, no, I did not scan or use this here with you guys. I explained everything that this tool has. This is my thoughts, and or if you want to call it a review of the tool. And it's, frankly, I wanted to explore other things that most people probably would not. Everyone's going to show you scanning and doing this, that, like I keep saying. We expect that from all these tools. And this one does that, and it does a lot more. And so that's kind of what I wanted to present to you guys. Again, just show you the powerfulness of this small but very powerful, effective tool and its capabilities, abilities, and the reach that it's giving you guys by giving you access to all of that other additional stuff, and it can make you a better tech. Now, if you want to watch me use it or in action with scanning and doing the calibrations and resets and so on and so forth, I'll put a link to the videos that I've done with this tool so far, and that way you can see it be put through its paces and through my day-to-day use. So with that, I hope this was informative about the tool. I wanted to open your guys' eyes to not just the scanning portion of it, but everything else that it can offer. And I'm gonna put also a link in the description of the tool if you'd like to go ahead and purchase one possibly. And if you've got any questions, just let me know. But that, I guess, would be my review of the X431 Pro TT. Thanks for watching, and that's all for this one.